What's up, you guys? Welcome to my review of Kick. It's a new plugin by Sonic Academy. It's a kick synthesizer, but you can do so much more with it. You can make all sorts of percussion sounds with it, and it's sort of a sampler at the same time, and I'll kind of get into all that. So I'm just going to give you guys a little guided tour. This isn't a demonstration. I'm not going to be showing you or playing any of the presets that comes with this. If you like and if enough of you guys like and subscribe, like and comment. If you want to subscribe, go for it. Then I'll do a demonstration video, like a 10-minute video, just going through a bunch of the presets and whatever. So now I'm just gonna go through my little guide through Kick. So I just want to say right off the bat, I love Kick. It's really cool. It compares well to bassism, which has been my secret weapon for kick synthesis for a long time. I make so many sweet samples out of this, but I think Kick now is just a more modern version full of more features, and I think it's going to allow me to do different things. It's definitely not a replacement for bassism. I'm still probably going to use both of those plugins to make my kicks, just depending on what day I'm feeling or how I'm feeling a certain day, or what mood I'm in. I'll probably be using Kick or bassism more. So now I'm gonna just stop talking about that and show you guys how this whole thing works. So up here you have category, and you can choose a genre of kicks, and there's pretty much banks there, and you can scroll through those here, and you can just go through presets. And I like that it loads in really fast. You don't have to wait for this plugin to load in a preset. You know, it's just instantaneous. So so it doesn't take a long time to preview and scroll through the sounds. And some of the older plugins, you'd have to wait for a sound to load, and that was really annoying. And then you can save your own presets to your user kicks folder. So you have a folder just where you could save your kicks, and you can call them whatever you want. And then if you make some tweaks to that kick and you want to save that, you just press save and it saves onto that. So it's really cool. And the way Kick works is you're pretty much, there's no overall master volume knob here. You're just mixing in a sub volume with a click volume, and the click is kind of like the top layer of this, and the sub is obviously just the sub of the kick. So I think of this as beginning, transient, and attack of the kick, and the punch, and sub is just the body release and sort of thing. So I like how you can solo listen to just the click, and then if you mute the click, you can just solo listen to the sub. And when I was saying that this is kind of like a sampler, I meant that in the way that I could probably see myself using this as a sampler, because you can load in your own presets just by clicking around, and I'm not going to do it right now, but what you can load in presets, and then you can transpose its pitch right here, and then you can use the click envelope to kind of just make an envelope for that. So these are all the sounds that comes with Kick, and you can see that you have a lot of options here. So I'm just going to click through a few of them. I'm going to solo this. So there's a lot of interesting possibilities, and I like that it saves the some of the samples I brought in myself. So I'm gonna just click on this one. I think it saves the samples you brought in only for that session. I don't think this is gonna transfer to my other sessions, but it says user clicks, so that means the ones I brought in. And I could totally use this as a sampler just by turning off, putting the sub volume all the way down, and just I can transpose this sample now. And I can use the click envelope. So you click on click, click on click, and you have the envelope now, and you can play around with that. So it's obviously not meant to be a sampler in any sense, but you definitely have those kind of abilities. And so yeah, click is really cool, and you pretty much gonna mix that in with the sub, and then you have an EQ here, just a basic one band EQ, and all you can do is boost the frequency. You can't cut a frequency or anything like that. I really wish they would have given you like a low, mid, and high range EQ bands, and the ability to cut those frequencies as well. But this is good enough for just this sort of thing. And you have the lengthen, which you already saw me use, so that pretty much determines the length of the overall sample, or I guess the kick. And then you have pitch right here, so I can kind of pitch that all together. Pitch only affects the sub volume though, so pitch and amp are working with the sub, and that's what's creating this sub volume. And click is just coming from this sample or whatever sound you load into it, and then you kind of just have to mix those two together. So let's bring in the sub now. So I'm gonna bring this up, and there's a drive right here with it too, so I like that too. I'm gonna mute the click so we just hear the sub. And it's really easy to add in points. You just double click and then bam. So you can draw in an envelope here, really easy to do that. That's probably like the best feature. You're just very easily able to create envelopes. If it would just fucking let me. And you can kind of curve them up and down just by clicking on in between the lines. You can make them really curvy. So. That's interesting. I like that. It's going back up in pitch, then going back down, so it has like that kind of main room feel. And so now if I go to the pitch window, what I like about this also is you can see the frequency and the key or the note that is being played with. So it's really easy to tune your kicks with kick, but I do advise just because it says F5 here, or let me see, whatever it says here, that doesn't mean it's playing the kick in that key. It just, or that note, because if I go check in Spectrum, it's giving me a G, and here in kick, whoops, it's saying F sharp. So just be aware that this isn't the key that's being played at. It's just the frequency that's being played at, and F sharp is associated to that. But it is very easy to tune kicks if you have Spectrum to quickly work along with it. So I like to have it up all the way. That just gives me a full range of to work with. I like that. That's interesting. So I'm just kind of messing around, kind of showing you guys what's possible with this, and maybe I'll just lengthen it a bit. And so now that I've shown you a bit of the the envelopes. If you want to reset any of these envelopes, you just click on reset and it resets it for you. And that's pretty much all that's doing. Let me try a free. So it's really easy to get good sounds out of this, and the distortion, I like how you can set this in pre or post distortion. So pre means that the distortion is applied early on in the signal of the kick, and post means that the distortion is applied at the after the signal of the kick. So if this is in post right now, let me bring this up. And now if I click on this, it'll be early in the signal or before the kick. So this gives you a lot of creative control here, and it's really that simple and easy to use. The only other things I haven't really talked about yet is the key track, which once you engage that, the synthesizer will try to match the key value that you're playing on your keyboard. So it kind of does that. And if I turn that off, I'm playing a bunch of keys on my keyboard, but you can't tell because it's just locked into one sound. So any note will trigger kick. And I'm not sure what these two do yet. I gotta find out what those do. I just haven't had enough time to read up on what these do. And then you have a gate option, so if I turn that on, it sort of just kind of gates it a little bit. I'm not sure to what or how, but that's kind of cool. So I definitely like this plugin a lot. It's really good. It makes bassism seem so much older. Bassism is really old, and it's this preset. I did a kind of preview or a little talk about this a long time ago. That video's still up, but I think Kick is overall worth its value. It's like it costs like $40, and I think if you register with Sonic Academy, you get 10% off, and that's going on right now. So be sure to pick this up because I highly recommend this. I give it a 5 out of 5. It's just a really good plugin, so make sure you guys get that, okay? And if you guys want to see me demonstrate some of these presets that come with it, just be sure, again, to comment and request that. So thanks, guys.